Good afternoon, I'm Reverend Laura Roberts. It's Christmas Eve afternoon, and I was sitting here pondering what the Lord would have me say to you on this day. As I've learned this season, as we've been going through the Advent season at our church, that God has placed upon my heart something new for this season, because this is something I never learned growing up in the church, and maybe the rest of the world hasn't heard this message either. And maybe it bring you a little closer to Christ this season. In Micah 5, it talks about how Christ is going to come from Bethlehem Epaphrath. Let me read that to you. Micah 5:2. As for you, Bethlehem Ephrathah, though you are the least significant of Judah's forces, one who is to be a ruler in Israel on my behalf will come out from you. His origin is from remote times, from ancient days. Therefore he will give them up until the time when she who is in labor gives birth. The rest of his kin will return to the people of Israel. He will stand and shepherd his flock. In the strength of the Lord, in the majesty of the name of the Lord his God, they will dwell secure, because he will surely become great throughout the earth, and he will become one of peace. Now we find back in Micah 4:8 also something very interesting. It talks about the Tower of Adair, the hill of daughter Zion. As for you, it will come, the former dominion will come, the royal power belonging to daughter Zion. Now what I found interesting about this in the last couple of weeks is that when the shepherds were told that from the angels of the good news of Christ child to be born, that they told him that they would find him wrapped in swaddling clothes. So and you find in the scripture, when they're told that, they run with haste to go see the child, because they knew who that child was. And what I found out is, through reading some passages in Micah, the prophesying of a Christ child, that they will find him wrapped in swaddling clothes. This is to be true, because in this Tower of Eder is where you find it in the Mishnah that there were some shepherds who were not the ones who were original shepherds, but they were the ones who would, from the Old Testament times, who would take the baby lambs that were born and take them to this Tower of Eder, where there was a manger, and they would wrap their sheep in swaddling cloths and lay them in the manger. Why did they do this? To keep them safe, to keep them out of, that they would not come to any harm, that they were made perfect to be taken to the place to be sacrificed at the temple. And what we find interesting about this is that Christ, when he was born, he too was wrapped in swaddling clothes, and the shepherds had no problem. In fact, they ran to go see the Christ child. And that's what I have learned new this season, and that's what draws the Christmas story closer to me, because the shepherds knew exactly where to go. They didn't question, because they knew that the Christ child would be wrapped in swaddling clothes, and they recognized that God had sent them a familiar sign that they would find the Christ child at Bethlehem EpaphthrahMigdalEder, in the Eder, in the place where he really was born. And that's what I wanted to tell you this Christmas season. So shalom to all, and peace to all, and we will be talking to you later. Bye now.